Hello, friends and beautiful people. It is very bright in here today. Hello, it is Catherine Massell, Conscious Creatrix, Elevated Consciousness Coach, and 5D Visionary. This is the weekly energy check-in for the week of October 6th, 2019. Today's going to be kind of a quick one. Even though there's so much to cover, I decided to zero in on just a couple things right now. So let's get right into it. And if you're watching this on my YouTube channel and you like content like this and you want more talks about all things spiritual, elevated consciousness, and ascension related, you're going to want to hit the subscribe button on the lower right-hand corner, the little icon in the corner of the screen, and get more amazing content like this. So let's get right into it. There are tremendous, sorry, I got the stutters this morning. It could be because I'm cold up here in my office. We have tremendous amounts of light information coming into the planet right now. We have, no surprise, an upshot in the Schumann resonance, meaning Mother Earth is feeling it. Mother Earth is feeling this influx of light coding, of cosmic codes, of energy coming in, downloads that are really helping to elevate the frequency of the planet. And because we are so tied to Mother Earth, elevating us as well. But we are having, let's just say, a lot of static with downloading this information because of the distortions that we hold. So a little quick and dirty explanation on that. We are never not connected to Source. We are always in alignment with Source. That divinity, that stream, that river of higher consciousness that runs through you, me, and everyone you know is always active. It is always there. It is always supporting us. It is always giving us love. It is always providing us with a sense of, if we turn our attention and focus to it, guidance on how to choose our highest and best timeline, how to be choosing in every moment the highest and best feelings and thoughts and beliefs for ourselves so that we can elevate our consciousness. But it's the distortions that we hold that are at the ego level that we really haven't learned, a lot of us haven't learned how to merge these energies yet. It's not that we're ever going to completely get rid of our ego-based thinking, and it's good to have a survival-based consciousness because it's all about survival here, but we tend to put that on overdrive when we start to worry about the things that aren't there. The lack consciousness, the poverty consciousness that pervades much of our thinking, much of our feeling, much of our believing. The things that we don't have that we believe will support us are the things we tend to turn our focus and attention to. This is always and ever going to create distortions in your field. And so you are not a divine receiver and transmitter of source energy that is constantly pulsing information to you for you to disseminate in your physical body, in your body chamber, your vessel. Because your physical body is the only means for you to filter this expression of your divine consciousness so that you can have some sort of understanding, some connection, some relationship with it. Without the physical body, we are just orbs of energy. We are just in the ethers. But the physical body is a gift. It's a temple. It's a transmitter. It's a receiver. And if we are not tuning in this physical vessel to receive the highest and best energies and likewise transmit the highest and best energies, we're really feeling this polarity and duality of being in 3D consciousness all the more. And that puts us into that survival mode consciousness all the more. And it becomes kind of this vicious cycle that kind of feeds on itself over and over and over again. These distortions being created have to do with this feeling usually around lack. Lack of the love that you need, lack of the support that you need, lack of the money that you need. You don't feel stable, you don't feel secure, you don't feel balanced. You don't feel supported, okay? These are creating distortions in your physical vessel, which is the only way you can filter the experience of your divine self. So we need to clear up the connection. How can you clear up those distortions this week? How can you clear up this disconnect that you feel that abundance is somehow not your birthright, that you're not bringing in the prosperity, the security, the stability that you need in order to thrive? Where are those deep-seated beliefs still running the narrative of your life? This is a time to really look at this and examine this now. We are fast approaching 2020. This is a major pivot year for many of us. And what that means is that all of the clearing, the releasing, the upgrading that we have done in our field, okay, in our etheric field, in the physical body, the mental body, the emotional body, all of that is culminating for us so that we can take all the goodness that has happened as a result of all of this purging, releasing, and upgrading and pivot our year to start living our best lives yet, to be more in the fullness of life, to feel more of that connection, less of that static, that distortion, and more of that connection, more of that alignment. And like I said, it is never that we are not aligned. It's just that we don't feel we are. And we're constantly trying to activate this energy or clear this energy. And it is necessary for us to optimize the body to receive and transmit energies purely and divinely. But we get caught in the process so much sometimes that we think, well, I'm always in the state of becoming. I'm always manifesting. I'm always becoming, right? But the thing is, you are. And we forget that we're doing all this work and we get lost in the process of it. So we're always feeling like where we want to go is that much further away. Like we're so close, we're so close, we're so close. Well, what if you shifted your perspective, which also helps to alleviate this distortion, that I am divine? And if it does help you to say, you know, I'm becoming clearer, I'm becoming more connected to my divine self, my higher self, whatever that is, that's fine. But don't get lost, because what many of us are doing is we're kind of languishing in this limbo where we feel like, I'm not there yet, I'm not there yet, I'm not wealthy, I'm not successful, I'm not happy. This kind of gap in this place where I'm fulfilled, I'm not fulfilled. It just grows wider and wider if you think you're always in the process of manifesting something. Like I'm always creating, but I haven't ever fully created. Or I'm always becoming, but I have not become. This creates major distortion in your physical vessel. So you're going to want to think about where you can start making these shifts in your consciousness right now, before we are, rapidly approaching this jumping off point of this pivot year, which is going to be 2020. 2020 is all about bigger and more. It's about going bigger. It's really about moving past our fears and having courage. And that brings me to the second topic I want to talk about today, courage. The courage of your convictions. Now, moving into 5D is really about reaching for, elevating to unity consciousness and being loving and compassionate, understanding, having tenderness towards others, being empathic, but not to the sense that we feel like we have to take on the woes and the misery and the suffering and the struggling of others, but we can be sympathetic and we can be empathic. As humans, we are all empaths. Let's not lose sight of that. We are all connected to every single one in the human family, because every single one of us in the human family is a single thread of consciousness that connects this entire tapestry of the one all. We are always in divine connection with that through the heart. So how can we not be empathic, okay? So some of us have developed that stronger than others, but we are all empathic. And no one is more enlightened here. No one is more, spiritually savvy. We're all on this journey together. We are all awakening to more. And sometimes that can put us in this journey of spiritual awakening, in this place where we are constantly second guessing, well, what's right? Is this person who's really strong in their convictions, voicing and having the courage of their convictions, are they right or am I right? Who's right and who's wrong? It's so important for us as we reach towards elevated levels of consciousness and move into 5D to lose this polarity of judgment. Judgment is one of the things that keeps us, roots us, anchors us into so many triggers that keep us in 3D consciousness, which is a very limited way of thinking, believing, behaving, and being. Now, we're in this sweet spot because we have physical bodies, of having one foot in 3D because of our physical vessel that we hold, that we occupy, which is our filter for information. We have no other way to have an experience of anything in this lifetime without our body. So we have to honor it and accept it. But we feel things, we think things, we behave in certain ways, we take actions with our body, we have body language, we're always communicating to everyone. We just have to be, I don't want to say have to, but it is our imperative, let's just say, to be more mindful of how, yes, we can have the courage of our convictions, but it doesn't mean that someone else is wrong, okay? And it's okay to speak your truth. And in fact, a lot of you who are having, especially this week right now, with a lot of energy coming in, huge influx of light codes, a lot of people are having trouble in the chest and in the heart, because there's a big disconnect with what's going on for many of you who are not voicing with courage all of your convictions. There's a disconnect that happens between the heart, especially the higher heart, and the throat. So many of you will have pain in the back because you're closing off the back of your heart chakra, the back of your throat chakra, because the energy goes in and out, front and back chakras, okay? That energy, it's always moving, it's always shifting. But sometimes when we are not voicing, what we feel is important for, let's just say, other people to know about us. Maybe sometimes we feel like it's better to just manage other people's expectations and not say what we really think. But in doing that, you are cutting yourself off from your own truth, and that can often be why we feel such a huge disconnect between the heart and the throat. But when you open your mouth to voice your convictions, be careful of the words that you choose, because oftentimes you can say things that directly connote judgment, and then that act of voicing your convictions can sometimes be hurtful or disrespectful to another person. So this is a time to really think before we speak, to think before we act, but not be afraid to say what feels like truth for us, but doing it with such a mindful awareness that I'm going to say this and hope that it resonates for the highest good of me and for the benefit of all. Constantly having this intention in mind as we go forward and we're reaching towards ever elevated levels of being in 5D consciousness. It is so important to be mindful of the impact of our actions, our words, the light that we carry just by the things that we're believing, even by the things that maybe we don't even voice, but the things that we believe and think and feel inside. We are emitting a frequency. Be mindful and aware of what that is. And the more you're mindful and aware of your internal environment first, before you speak or act or outwardly affect someone else, be very mindful, respectful and loving, and understanding that, not everyone is coming from your unique perspective on things, but there's always a middle ground. And have that in mind, that intention as you go forward through your week. And notice how that affects the relationships that you have with people, even those people that are strangers, even those people that have been in your life forever, your family members, your co-workers, people at the store, your favorite cashier at the supermarket, whoever that is. Be mindful that when you hold this energy within you first, and you are being aware and mindful of your internal environment first before you outwardly affect anyone else, notice how that shifts all the events, experiences, interactions that you have throughout your day. And then ask for more. Ask your angels and guides for more. If you have trouble with especially voicing your convictions in such a way that you are honoring your truth but not diminishing anyone else's, you may want to ask specifically for help from Archangel Ariel. Archangel Ariel is beautiful at helping us to be mindful and compassionate, loving and tender towards others, while not negating our own experience. This is an archangel that can be very, very beneficial to you if you call on her for help. So, like I said, this is a quick one this week. Just a word to the wise. I'm going to be doing a 5-part free class series. Most likely it's going to be here on my Facebook page. It's called 5 Days and 5 Ways to Being 5D. The date will be announced. I will do a video on my Facebook page. I will also do a video on my YouTube channel. And I will send information out to my email list. So if you're not on my email list, I would go to my homepage, catherinemissel.com, and wait about 4 seconds, and a pop-up menu clicks up, and you can click on that and enter your email information so that you can be on my email list and know when I'm going live with this 5 days and 5 ways to being 5D free masterclass series. So I want to wish you all so much love and light and compassion to you this week. I know, and I have a lot of understanding for what you're going through, because the light codes, the intensity of the Schumann resonance of Mother Earth, it's potent right now. It's really palpable, very electric. So I feel for you if you're trying to figure out these energies for yourself. You can always reach out to me and do a free consultation, and we can talk about how I can help you if you're finding you're really struggling with this right now. So love and peace. Bye-bye.